Tuli mu parliament ne Mathias Mpuga Nsamba, leader of opposition. Banange kino Mathias Mpuga Nsamba kyali mukula kyetubadde tusuubira agenze maaso n'okwanika obubbi n'obumpembe bwa gavumenti ya Tebwabulwa wamu n'akabinja ke. Era nga Speaker Parliament Anita Amongi Nalongo abadde agezaako okuvuububika kitaffe Mathias Mpuga Nsamba naye n'amutegeeza nti byaliko takitegeera bulungi, tamanyi busungu bannayuganda bye baliko, era amulazeeko nti bo ensonga gye baliko ey'okunoonya bannayuganda bonna abaawambibwa gavumenti y'omumpembe Tebwabulwa bakyagiriko ddala, tuwali agambayo. Kitaffe Mathias Mpuga Nsamba tweyanzizza obuvumu bw'okozesezza olunaku olwaleero. Kino kye tubadde tukwagalamu era bino bye tukwagalamu kubanga bye bitutambuza ate bye bigenda okutufuula ab'enjawulo. Maama Kazungu oyo gwolaba abadde afuuse ensonga mu Parliament olunaku olwaleero ne Mathias Mpuga Nsamba amuyimirizza. Tweyanza nnyo kitaffe Mathias Mpuga Nsamba, weebaleko Makono omukyala alowooza nti yajja okutegeerera Uganda eno olw'okuba nti ye ali ku mateeka ga mwami Tebwabulwa. Bwe batyo baatutira sipiika yali okugenda okuba omulungi, sipiika ajja kubolanya olw'okuba nti yali aganye okuwuliriza ebigambo bya Tebwabulwa. Kati ono ne yeesuula n'agamba nze nja basobola, nja bayimiriramu, nja kukola ki? Naye maama Mathias Mpuga Nsamba amuli bubi. Mathias Mpuga Nsamba oyo nno yamutendeke ebitabo teyasoma bya bwerere, ate alina pulaani. Manya kwa uno omukulembeze alina pulaani gwe wekiba. Banange tuwulira nga tuli b'amaanyi, tuwulira nga tweyanzizza nnyo. Tutambulira awo. Abadde balowooza nti tetusobola, abadde balowooza nti tetumaleeko, tubategeeza nti ate tugenda kumalirako ddala. Leader of opposition Mathias Mpuga Nsamba atabuse olunaku olwaleero. Mujja kutuwa abantu baffe oba balamu oba bafu oba mwabateekawa naye nga mujja batuwa oba mwagala oba temwagala. Tweyanza nnyo Mathias Mpuga Nsamba, mukama waffe weebale kuyimirirawo ku lwa bannayuganda era weebale kutwala Uganda mu maaso. Ffe tusiima by'okola era tukusuubiza nti bino bye tugamba abantu baffe, bino bye tubuulira abantu baffe, tetulina kukola bwe bati okweggyako abasajja bano abalina ebigendererwa ebirala ebirala naye nga tebali ku munnayuganda ow'ewansi. Ne Mathias Mpuga Nsamba abikole. Kankuwe mukama waffe Mathias Mpuga Nsamba ng'ebigambo abyogera olunaku olwaleero, ate history agenda kuba wanjawulo mukko. Mathias Mpuga Nsamba agenda maaso n'okola history bulijjo gwe tulindirira. Tweyanza nnyo mukama waffe yogera ebigambo.
We've agreed, let's use parliamentary language. And my brother Mpuga, by the way, is one of the most disciplined persons. And I know you will use parliamentary language. Please use the parliamentary language for us to achieve what we want. But as far as I know, this team is not numb.
Right, Honourable Speaker.
Use another word, not numb.
Right, Honourable Speaker. I do concede to the fact that English is a second language to all of us, but I'm not numb to the feelings of members when I use a word not their customary to. The other meaning.
Honourable Mpuga.
The other meaning.
Honourable Mpuga. Honourable Mpuga, in the interest of peace, I know you're a peace-loving person. Get that word. It costs you nothing. It costs you nothing. These are your colleagues, your best friends. And I don't want you people to pretend like you're not friends. These are your best friends.
Right, Honourable Speaker. I want to assure the honourable member that the word numb is not insulting.
Please, I'm not telling you to defend.
It is descriptive of situations. And I want to invite members to be calm about, and they'll be free to respond to my statements, because
Honourable Mpuga, Mathias, you're addressing one of your best friends. or you're addressing one of your in-law or Mohosi, and you're telling your in-law you're numb.
Right, Honorable Speaker. I will recollect the phrase and paragraph where I use the word and try to hazard an alternative. Clearly, right, Honorable Speaker, if we continue with this lethargic approach, we will not get an answer from this government that is insensitive and unresponsive to the needs of the people. Under the law, right, Honorable Speaker, states not only have...
There's a procedural matter.
Madam Speaker, with due respect to the law, and the history says, Madam Speaker, need protection from the member of parliament from Nansan.
It's okay. You did not carry that seat from Nansan.
Madam Speaker, history of this country, in all leaders of opposition, have ranked Honorable Mpuga Matthias as the best L.O.P so far Parliament of Uganda has ever had since independence. Madam Speaker, basing on that, I don't know whether we are proceeding well by Honorable Mpuga placing English words in jargon to disorganize us by not using the English language but the English, so that he calls the government a failure of the day. Madam Speaker, I don't know whether we are proceeding well.
Honorable Macho, I am aware that you've not worked with any leader of opposition during independence and whichever. I know you've only worked with the two leaders of opposition, 2 or 3. So anyway, Matthias addressed the House and addressed it with dignity, with the parliamentary language, and with respect for your colleagues, and respect for everybody.
Right, Honorable Speaker, I want to assure the House of my utmost considered respect, and I should not in any way and any terms be deemed to be disrespectful of colleagues. Right, Honorable Speaker, I desire that that assurance rests with everybody's spirit. Right, Honorable Speaker, under the law, states not only have to refrain from intentional and unlawful deprivation of life, but must also take appropriate steps to safeguard the lives of those within their jurisdiction. In respect of the right to life, Uganda as a party is duty-bound to respect and ensure protection. It is imperative, right, Honorable Speaker, to note that it is an obligation of states to establish effective facilities and procedures to investigate killings and cases of missing or disappeared persons in circumstances that may involve violation of the right to life. Right, Honorable Speaker, I'm going to lay a series of attachments after my presentation, and one of them is a reference to Article 2 of the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights and the African Charter on Human and People's Rights, to which Uganda is a party and therefore bound. Right, Honorable Speaker and colleagues, the responsibility of the state to proceed with an effective investigation is engaged, even when there is no evidence that agents of the state have been implicated in the killing or disappearance, and even if members of the victim's family or others have not lodged a formal complaint about the killing with the authorities. This is a duty. This duty is more stringent when the disappeared person was thus held in state custody. In such circumstances, it is incumbent upon the state to provide a plausible explanation as to the detainee's fate, as well as to ensure that some form of independent monitoring was undertaken. During the time we have been away, right, Honorable Speaker, from plenary, we have managed to reach out to families of the missing persons. Their revelations are quite touching and detail very well the state offices that they have approached and how they reacted to their approach. Dr. Honorable Speaker, I'm going to lay video evidence of this for your consideration, and will become house property should there be need to make a reference. I'm going to lay them. In light, I will highlight some of...
You lay the video evidence after I've looked at it personally as the presiding officer.
Much obliged,
in my office.
Right Honorable Speaker.
Then you will bring it.
That's why I've not made a prayer to play it.
Okay.
But I'll make it available as house property.
Okay.
For your consideration. I will highlight some of the cases that clearly indicate glaring contradictions in the statement presented by the minister vis-a-vis statements obtained from the police, witnesses, and other state departments. I'll make a few highlights, not the entire 18. Let me sample for the House to make a judgment. Case 1 is that of Damulira John. Right Honorable Speaker and colleagues, the minister has presented a report indicating that Damulira John is not among the people in government custody. Contrary to what the minister stated in his report, Damulira's disappearance was reported to police and an SD reference was obtained to that effect. I have indicated this, Right Honorable Speaker. Contrary to what the minister stated, Damulira's data is well captured with the NIRA and that number. He had a national ID and voter location slip. Right Honorable Speaker, we should also note that at this stage, that the case of Damulira John, just like many other cases of enforced disappearances, was reported to police, and the police was on record admitting his arrest and detention. On 22nd November 2020, Mr. Patrick Onyango, the spokesperson of Kampala Metropolitan Police, confirmed Mr. Damulira's arrest and several others on allegations of participating in protests around the Kampala metropolitan area, but denied torturing the suspects. And I quote him, "It is true, Damulira John is one of the people we arrested, but I cannot tell you where he and others are detained now. We did not torture any person. And as an institution, torture is prohibited as a form of interrogation." The Daily Monitor of 22nd November quote Mr. Onyango, confirming detaining Mr. Damulira John. Right Honorable Speaker, Damulira John's matter has been investigated by the Uganda Human Rights Commission, the Central Regional Office, and in a letter referenced, quoted, and dated 9th December 2020, addressed to the CMI, indicated that the commission carried out investigation at Central Police Station in Kampala, and it was established that the victim, Damulira John, is being detained at CMI Kampala. Right Honorable Speaker, that's correspondence between the Human Rights Commission and the Uganda Police. Right Honorable Speaker, for your information and the information of members, the relatives of Damulira John on 11th January 2021 reported this matter to State House as well, when in turn forwarded the same to the Uganda Human Rights Commission for further management. I have attached correspondence between the police and the Uganda Human Rights Commission on the arrest of Damulira. Right Honorable Speaker, invariably, this is a matter in a dispute, and we have situated Damulira at CMI. Right Honorable Speaker, John Bosco Kibalama, the minister denies knowledge of the holding point of John Bosco Kibalama, which contravenes what the Prime Minister, the Right Honorable Nabanja, asserted during the press interview in the corridors of Parliament. She had this to say, "But we are fortunate that Kibalama was traced. He was arrested, and recently in October in a place called Kakiri. And he is one of those that killed. He came to have killed the police officers in Chiboga, Wakiso, and other places." Right Honorable Speaker, A missing person case for Kibalama was reported at Nakanyonyi police station under that reference, a day after his abduction on June 3rd, 2019, discrediting the minister's narrative that the family did not contact police for any remedy. Honorable Speaker and colleagues, the Deputy Attorney General, the Honorable Jackson Kafuzi, featured on NBS TV talk show The Frontline, and they tried to spin the Prime Minister Honorable Nabanja's narrative by insinuating that the Kibalama she referred to is the founding member of NURP party, who is Moses Ngongo Kibalama. Honorable Speaker and colleagues, when the Honorable Kafuz was challenged by the show host, who replayed the Honorable Nabanja's bite, he rephrased this statement and said she misspoke. I don't know what that means. Honorable Speaker and colleagues, these ping-pong games by government officials should concern every right-thinking person. The attempt at this spin clearly shows how sections of the ruling party hold Ugandans in contempt and will not stop at anything to show disdain for them. The Prime Minister is on record of Parliament over her total knowledge as to the arrest and whereabouts of Kibalama, and we took her for her statement on record. Right, Honorable Speaker, Mr. Kibalama was fully situated. Top government officials are aware of his whereabouts and how they handled his arrest. Right, Honorable Speaker, the case of Mr. Wangolo Dennis, I am sampling a few for the attention of the House. Mr. Wangolo was picked from his workplace at Chebando tax stage and bundled into a drone alongside 5 others, namely Noagaba, Kateni Bernard, Samba Silas, Kasato, and Zimla Dennis. The abductees were taken to Kakiri Army Barracks, where they were tortured, and they fully released save for Zimla and Wangolo. This abduction was witnessed.
Excuse me, young, please first come back, huh? Come back. Sorry. I didn't want these leaders of Uganda to live without being recognized. In the public gallery this afternoon, we have pupils and teachers of Albert Cook Memorial School from Kasanda District, represented by Honorable Patrick Samba Oshabe. Please stand up. Your member of Parliament, who is the Honorable Oshabe? And is your member of Parliament is around, is just very busy. He's always very busy, but he's a good member. And represented by Nabagave Kalule Flavia. Thank you so much for coming.
Isn't it prudent that we give government time to bring a proper statement, to give us facts of both sides before we even open the matter for discussion?
Honorable members, I am happy that Honorable Osman has made us to understand, to know, not actually understand, to know what is happening with the Muslim property. And the issue is also before court. And then government is also now aware. So we'll wait to hear from the court and from government. But if there is a way we can handle it without really going to his conclusive position in court, then we should. Government really take an interest in it. Yeah, take an interest in that. Next item.
Item 3, bills first reading, the sugar amendment bill.
Yes, procedure.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker.
But you members, when business is flowing, we have very important things coming up. You start procedure, order, information.
Business is flowing, Madam Speaker. Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker, and thank you for the opportunity.
Ebwalu. Yes.
Right Honorable Speaker, I am wearing this orange scarf. As you are aware, we are within the 16 days of activism, and specifically trying to see how to end violence against women. Right Honorable Speaker, last week the minister presented a statement on the floor of this house. And yesterday, as the Uganda Women's Parliamentary Association and the National Association of Women Organizations of Uganda and Oxfam, we held a meeting in the conference hall. And in that meeting, we had girls brought from Karamoja. I'm raising this, Right Honorable Speaker, because one testimony from a 12-year-old girl was that there were 300 girls in school, and most of them escaped because their parents wanted to marry them off.
So
at an early age.
What procedure matter is that?
The procedure issue that I'm raising, Right Honorable Speaker, is that you suspended debate on the minister's statement and did indicate that we shall be able to debate that statement. And Right Honorable Speaker, I'm wondering, this is the procedure issue that I'm raising. When would it not be procedure right for you to inform us of the date when we shall be able to discuss this statement from the minister? Because the issue of shelters is an important aspect.
Honorable Member, I don't work like a robot. That it will be on Monday and that is that, period. No. We'll look at what is on the order paper and then we assess whether, because the date ends on 10th, we shall discuss it. And the violence against women is also on the men.
Embeera bwetyo bweri mu Parliament. Speaker Anita Amongi mumawulidde ne mukama waffe Mathias Mpuga Nsamba alipoota amaze okuba nga agisoma ey'abaganda baffe ey'emikwano gyaffe gyonna nga bwe baabuzibwawo gavumenti ya Tebukabulwa. Mukama waffe Mathias Mpuga Nsamba alipoota agisomye. Twagala abantu baffe oba balamu oba bafu oba mwabateekawa oba mwababuzaawo ne mubateekawa. Anita Amongi togenda twebulizaako, twetaaga bantu baffe oba balamu oba bafu, mutubuulire baganda baffe gye mwabateeka. Tweyanza nnyo mukama waffe Mathias Mpuga Nsamba, weebale nnyo, weebale ddala. Tuli basiimu ku alipoota eno gy'owadde Parliament era nga tutegeeza nti tewali kwebuzaabuza kwonna, ensonga ogirambuludde bulungi era tusuubira nti bingi nnyo ebibadde balowooza nti no tebigenda kusoboka ate bigenda kusoboka. Buli kimu kye twogerako ne kye tukola kiri ku likodi era abantu baffe be tubanja nabo bali ku likodi kubanga bano Bannayuganda bawambibwa era tubalinako evidence. Twetaaga abantu baffe, tewali kutubuzaabuza, tewali tugamba kintu kirala kyonna. Kye twagala kiri kimu, give us our people, give us Ugandans, mutuwe abantu baffe. John Bosco Kibalama, John Damulira, abantu baffe bangi. Waliwo ne baganda baffe abakyali mu makomera nga tebaliyo, tebalina musanga balamuzi, bali mu kwebuzaabuza balemye okutya baganda baffe. Naye kinaava mu bantu bano, baganda bange, ekinaava mu bantu bano kijja kuba kya njawulo. Mujja kisasulira gavumenti ya Tebukabulwa. Bino tebigenda kukoma wano, nedda. Bino bigenda kusigala nga bitambula. Tuli balwanyi nno. Ate tukyalwanira ddala. Anita Amongi n'akabinjako, mutuwe Bannayuganda, mutuwe abantu baffe. Tuli serious nnyo nno ku nsonga z'abaganda baffe. Mwanituwadde abantu baffe ng'obudde bukyalaba, kubanga obudde bugenda bazibirirako wano ate mulina kye muddamu. Mwe mugende mu maaso n'okwefuula abategeera, naye nga baganda bange embeera bw'etyo bw'eri mu Parliament. Bano tulina obbabanja baganda baffe, tulina obbabanja mikwano gyaffe, balina obbatuwa oba balamu oba bafu, babatuwe baganda baffe tubaziike mu bitiibwa, wabula tebayogera nti ne bagenda kuba nti bye batutegeerera. Ekyo twakiganye.